What's it all about? Why did God create man? Why are we here taking up space on planet Earth? So we'll begin by turning to Genesis 1 and verse 26. Genesis 1 and verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. So I take it that God, first of all, He made a host body, this physical body, that was created in the image of God and after the likeness of God. So I take it that if I were to see God, God would have 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 eyes, 2 ears, created in the image of God. Now, I think the reason probably God did this, it's sort of like, I heard a story one time about writing a book, that many people, when they write a book, that they begin by designing the cover. And the cover is totally completed. You got this nice glossy picture, the cover has a nice picture on it. It has the title of the book, and yet the pages is empty. There's nothing in there. They start with the cover. So I take it God sort of is like that God created a host image, a body of Himself. He sort of started with the cover. God created a host body that was in the image and likeness of Himself. But this host body was empty. There was nothing on the inside. The pages were blank. Now, here's the thing you got to understand. You have taken this host body, this empty book, the book of your life, your storybook, and you have written on the pages trying to fill in the pages. And a lot of what you've written in your storybook doesn't make a lot of sense. There's a lot of confusion there. There's been a lot of mistakes, broken relationships, addictions, maybe broken marriages. You've tried to write in and fill in on your storybook, but a lot of it could be looked at as a soap opera, actually, and a lot of it we're sort of embarrassed by as we go back and look at our storybook and we think, oh my goodness, I did that. Oh man, I made that mistake. Oh man, I hurt that person. And here's the thing I want you to understand about your storybook. Your storybook can be rewritten. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. Your storybook that sometimes you're ashamed of and all the mistakes you've made in life, that your storybook can be rewritten. So let's continue on. How did God create this host body that we see here? What does it consist of? Well, Genesis 2 and verse 7 says this, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Now, that word soul is nephesh, and there is nothing immortal implied about that word. Nothing immortal about it. And what the word nephesh means, soul, it means any air-breathing creature, and it can refer to man or animal. And that's why Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 19 says this. It says, for that which befalls the sons of men befalls beasts. Even one thing befalleth them. As the one die, so dies the other. Yea, they all have one breath, so that a man has no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go into one place and are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. So it's like, your dog Rover. When Rover died, he was dead all over.